forehead. He put it on the ground. So this is how prophets prayed. Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, all of them, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, prayed like this.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So we said God is the wisest one.
Yeah.
So why would he create all the other things where people find divine in trees and stuff? If he has created everything and he is the most high, why would he create people and that knowledge?
Good question. Good question. He created everything so that we see his signs in them. Because he hasn't shown himself. God has not shown himself to the creation. He has not come down on the planet Earth because he's beyond. We believe he's transcendental. He's above. He cannot be part of his creation. Okay, so he has created us and then he has given us signs. So many signs that we cannot possibly miss him. We cannot miss him. You know, when we think about how the trees work, how the sun and the moon and our solar system works, how powerful, how sophisticated, how finely tuned everything is. Okay. For example, if you move the sun from its constant, we will cease to exist. We will die. So there is mathematics, there is intelligence. So God has created all of this so that we look at it, say, he alone deserves to be worshipped. Subhanaka. Quran tells us this. Subhanaka ma khalaqta hadha batila. That you have not created this in vain. So this answer, or the answer to your question is in the Quran. That God tells us that when we look at the creation, we would say naturally, that glory be to the one who created all of this. You have not created this in vain. Or everything points to one. Everything points to one, and that's the creator. So we are lost. We as human beings, because we live in this planet, we have rivers, we have jets, we have buildings, we have swimming pools, we have football, we have snooker, we have pubs, we have clubs, we have beaches. So we are lost. We're like, which God? Who God? What God? Okay? But the reality doesn't go away. Just because we are ignorant and negligent, the reality does not go away. Your mother doesn't go away. Whether you pay attention to her, whether you respect her, whether you love her or not, she is still there. Right? She deserves your attention. Likewise, your God who has created you deserves your attention more than your mother and your father does. Because he's the one who gave you those. So, the ultimate thing for a human being to do is, the best thing in his life is to acknowledge, which you do, and accept. Acceptance comes with obedience. Start to follow. Quran, we have no doubt, is his revelation. There is no doubt the Quran came from Allah, the creator.
Why do you have no doubt? Because what I'm trying to say is the Buddhists have no doubt. They believe in the correct
They don't believe in God.
I know, but that's the thing. But they believe that their way is the correct way. Christians believe.
We can easily show them why it's not the correct way, because it's all man-made. Anything man-made, check this out. Any idea that comes from human mind is ultimately flawed. Will be ultimately broken. Because human mind is limited by knowledge, by experience, by conditions humans may live in, or circumstances. So we are conditioned by our culture, our language, our people, sometimes our society, right?
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the trees, you look at the rivers that God made, that comes from your mind as well, which could also be corrupted, which could be false.
Because this we know doesn't come from your corrupted thoughts, because this is confirmed by the revelation. One of our scholars, he said, God sent two types of revelations, and they both complement each other. One is the creation. It's a revelation. It's God's revelation. God revealing himself to his creation, that this is me who did this. Number one. Number two, the books. The revelations in the form of a text that dictate terms, that tell you what you need to do in life. You want to be happy? Then follow this. You don't follow this, you will have a miserable life. That's it. So God has spoken with us. We the Muslims, as bad, as weak, as challenged as we are, have some beautiful examples where our societies are alcohol free. Okay, we don't have the problems Western world or other non-Muslim countries do. Drugs. Okay, South America, look at South America, it's a big mess. Catholicism hasn't done anything for them, for those people, right? Atheism is not doing, agnosticism, atheism is not doing anything for the Western world. Okay, people are still depressed, they are lonely, they are on antidepressants, right? There are still suicides taking place in Japan, in Sweden, in Norway. People are dying because they are empty. They don't have a purpose in life. You know, cocaine is going to only do so much. And after you're done with cocaine, you're going to go on ice, or you're going to go on something else, and then what's going to happen is one day you're going to be found dead on the street. Okay, so the only refuge for a human mind, if you want peace and tranquility in your life, it is with God. It is with God. You will not find it anywhere else. I can challenge you, can guarantee you. Whatever peace you may have in your life is going to come from the divine.
He's more concerned with, I believe, from what I understood.
Let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak his mind. If he has a question,
I completely agree with that. That the highest power is God.
Oh, brother, you're a Muslim. You're a Muslim. No, don't take it as
I'm
something
completely
strange.
open to it. I'm just, the only maybe difference in opinion that we may have is that I could be a Muslim, but I also...
You're Muslim in belief, not knowing that you're a Muslim. Because you believe in God, you believe in His creation, you believe in His wisdom and His power. You also believe that He would communicate. His wisdom requires that He would communicate with us. He wouldn't just create us without purpose, because everything else has a purpose. The solar system has a purpose. We know the purpose, right? So would He create us without a purpose?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. So the purpose was dictated to us by Him in scriptures. And now the question is, which scripture stands?
How do you know?
We have few options left.
If God has all created us in the same
Let's
essence,
talk about the options. We have Vedas, the Hindus. They claim they are divine. We have the Bible of the Christians. Okay? Is there anything else?
Well, you have the Buddhist Sanskrit text, you have the Jewish, I don't know.
No, Bible,
Yeah,
the Bible. None of them, this is a challenge, none of them are free of human error. And this is acknowledged by the people of those faiths themselves. The Jews acknowledge our scripture is corrupted, it's changed, it's altered. The Buddhists don't claim it's from God. The Buddhists claim these are from sages, our wise men, our sages, same with Vedas, the rishis of the Hindu, philosophers. They put these philosophies down and people are now living by them today. All man-made. Quran is the only book in human existence today that claims direct link from God without corruption, without any human interpolation.
Okay.
There is no other scripture left. I mean, if there was any, I would have known. I mean, I'm not speaking arrogantly, but I've been looking for a long time. Okay, so if there is a God, and there is a God, and if He spoke to us, and He did speak to us, then the only way to reach Him is the Quran, which is without corruption. Full stop. That's the end of story. And Muhammad is His true messenger, because he brought the Quran to us. He delivered it, and it's not that he was speaking on his own authority. He was foretold. Even though the Bible has been corrupted, there are references to him in those scriptures. So his advent was not just an accident. It was planned. It was foretold. It was warned repeatedly through Moses, through Jesus. They all spoke of a prophet coming from Arabia. Okay, and that's it. He came with the final message, the Quran, which cannot be moved. It cannot be challenged. It cannot be changed. So I invite you to Islam. You should accept. If you think this is true, what I have said,
I should read the Quran. I completely agree.
Okay.
I need to study it myself.
Yes, study
like the
it.
Bible and stuff.
Yeah, study it carefully. Study it with an open mind. Empty your mind of your biases and your prejudices, your cultural baggages. Empty it and let the Quran speak to you on its own terms. Let it speak to you and see and feel whether it comes from a human mind. You will know. Once you empty your mind, sit down in a corner somewhere alone, start reading slowly, okay? You will see whether it's from a human mind or from something else. Sorry?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Okay, and continue reading, continue searching and researching, and reach out to us. If you want to be Muslim, I believe you're already Muslim. But if you want to declare that I am a Muslim and I will now live like a Muslim to the best of my ability, you don't have to become a saint overnight. No one does.
I want to find God.
Yes.
I want to find God.
You have already found Him.
Yeah.
You can't find something you've already found.
That's true.
You are already convinced.
He's
You are already convinced. You just need to follow Him. You have found Him. You need to follow Him. That's where the problem is. Okay. So now that you found Him, you need to follow Him. How you follow Him? Read the Quran.
Thank you.
And let it speak to you. No
Thank
worries.
you so much.
Most welcome. Okay. There you go. No, this is definitely happening from God.
I know a verse. Allah is the best of planners. So
Absolutely. There you go. And Allah has given you wisdom as well, mashallah.
Take care.
Take care. No worries. No worries.